Hi Sagittarius, welcome to your fortnightly check-in with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, these readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant sign. So whether you're a sun, moon or rising sign Saggy, this is for you, and I always advise that you watch all three to get a clearer, more complete picture of how they're going to speak to you. With that said, remember they are general readings. Not everything's going to resonate with everybody, and that is just fine. You should always use your own discernment. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity, and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise, and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. Now, that being said, this is obviously, it's not a weekly, but it is kind of halfway in between. So I'm hoping you guys enjoy it. Let me know in the comments. Do you love it? Do you loathe it? What do you enjoy about it? All right, all of that good stuff. Let me know. So what we're going to have a look at here are all of the different sectors of your life. And then we're going to get into what your cross purposes may be as well. All right, so for your actions and results, you have the Justice card. Okay, right, so this is actually, this next fortnight is going to be really about commitments for you. For a lot of you, you could be setting something very official into motion, or you could be setting something into motion in a very official capacity. This is like you are fully in, like whatever you're doing, whatever you're planning to do, this is you kind of saying, no, you know what, I'm going in, I'm going to get the paperwork, I'm going to get the documents, I'm going to sign on the dotted line, as they say. Then you've got, wow, so I mean, you really are signing on the dotted line. Look at that. The Two of Swords with the Justice card can literally represent legal matters and or situations. Now, because this is about your actions and results, this is about what you do. So you really are setting something into motion in a very official, very, you know, potentially legal sense. Now, it doesn't have to be anything scary. It doesn't mean, you know, you're going to sue somebody, or, you know, maybe you're, you know, or maybe you have a legal challenge or dispute, etc. arise, right? It doesn't necessarily have to mean the negative side of this. Buying a house is a legal situation. Getting married is a legal situation. Ultimately, what are they? They're contracts, right? So this week, this fortnight, should I say, it looks like you're setting something in motion, but in a very official sense. This is signing on the dotted line. It's saying yes. It's taking the contract. It's accepting that job offer. It's, you know, saying yes. You know what? We tie the knot. Yes, I'm going to buy the car, whatever it might be. Then you've got the Six of Cups. So this is something that you have wanted or needed, or your heart has genuinely been not evolving to, that your heart has genuinely been evolving towards. For some of you, this might be the closing. It's like whatever you're acquiring or committing to this fortnight, it's something that really speaks directly to the inner child in you, right? So this, like as an example, this is a really out there example, but it's going to make sense to some of you. Let's say you're adopted. You finally find your birth family, and they say, you know what, we want you to be a part of our family if you're open to it. This is the closing out of a very large cycle. Let's say you have moved from home to home to home. You've been homeless at some points, you know, things have been all over the place, and then boom, this fortnight happens and you finally sign the documents for purchasing your very first home. There's a sense here that whatever you are committing to over this fortnight, it's the closing of a very big moment or deal, or you know, whatever it is that you're acquiring or putting your signature to. This is the culmination of a very big moment or experience in your life that comes full circle. And, you know, with the Six of Cups as a results card, you could do a lot worse than that, right? This is beautiful. This is, you know, something that you promised yourself a very long time ago that you are finally committing to now. That just, oh, you know, how beautiful is that? I love it when I get to give people nice news. So you've got the Four of Pentacles. This is for your career and your communications. You've got the Four of Pentacles. So it does look like you've had to be quite sort of stringent, potentially even a bit sort of forensic around your money. recently, or what was available to you through the work that you do. It might also be that you've been working on building up some kind of, not street cred, but social credibility or social proof, especially if you work in a capacity like I do. This fortnight could see you, maybe you realise, okay, I think I can take my foot off the pedal a little bit here. Then you have the Ten of Cups. I mean, look, if that ain't like acquisition of home, maybe you're setting up a home office for those of you that work for yourselves. This could be, and look, with the Fool card, I mean, so for those of you that are hoping to get new jobs, right? In fact, let's do it the way that we usually do it. For those of you that are studying or in some form of academia, this is beautiful, right? In some space or area of your studies, you have held true. I don't expect anything less of a Sagittarius, darling. You've held very true and very strongly to what you believe or what you know to be right in your heart and soul. And the rewards and the results that have come from that, right, in the career or the profession, especially for those of you that are doing some form of academic study or etc., by holding to that, you are advancing or elevating in some regard. So if you're a student, you could be invited to become a TA. There's something that is, the Fool card with the Ten of Cups, there's something that you've been invited to do that comes from that Four of Pentacles, where you've held very strongly, very rigidly even, which is a weird energy for Sagittarius, unless it's about beliefs. But like where you've really been very rigid or very set on how you're going to proceed with something and whether you will or... It's like you've taken on new ideas, methodologies, information, but you haven't allowed it to change the fundamental beliefs that you have at your core. And I love that. Right now, for those of you that are employed by somebody else, this is where you've put the work in, where you've been holding to this idea. I'm just going to do what I have to do to get this pay rise, right? Or to get this promotion. This is great news coming in for some of you. Now, it does have a dual edge to it, because I kind of feel like you might be presented with something that you don't expect. So as an example, let's say you had your mindset on supervisor. That's what I need. That's going to give me that next pay bump. And, you just worked relentlessly towards it. Well, your boss comes to you and says, hey, listen, actually, we want to make you a manager, or something even more than that. Maybe you get an offer from another. So this actually happened to me in the last job that I ever had. I had two separate companies approach me while I was doing that job, because a lot of the stuff that I did was interacting with other businesses. So I had two companies contact me through my work and say, you are brilliant, and if you work this hard, we would like to think about maybe employing you. Are you interested in coming in for an interview? I turned both of them down. Now I kind of I wish I hadn't, but at the same time, if I hadn't, I probably wouldn't be here doing this. So, and I love this, this is some me, okay? All right, so I'm staying. I love this. For those of you that are business owners, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, this is you creating the optimum space that you need to really take your whole everything to that next level, right? This is a big evolution, but it's something that centers around your home, your space, creating a space that is directly for the work that you do. And I gotta say, this isn't my house, it's a rental. But man, when I moved here and it was like, wow, for the first time ever, Reydiant Reality has a space that is literally just dedicated to that. It was a game changer in my mindset, in my energy, in all the work that I'm doing. It's just been crazy. It's been an amazing experience, and I'm so grateful and humble for it. And so I feel like for you, this may very well be that, and that is a really exciting experience. So I'm very happy for you. For those of you that are retired and no longer working, I wonder for some of you guys if this is either news of a pregnancy or a birth, or potentially you are consolidating your skills and potentially your space. Excuse me, I got like a hiccup forming, but it just wouldn't come out. You have potentially like a consolidation of space. So maybe you're either moving in with someone, maybe the kids are coming back home, while they save for a house or whatever the case might be. But I love this for like really strong pulling together that is actually going to help everybody in many sort of ways. Now, for your love and relations, you have the Chariot card. Okay, so for those of you that are single, look. With the Three of Cups, so for those of you that are single, love comes from a distance or a foreign place. I'm not going to say that it's fleeting, but this is fun, vibrant, energetic, sexy, passionate. And above and sort of below this connection that is coming in for you over the next fortnight, there's a strong basis of friendship. It might not necessarily be that this person is already a friend, but you might, like, when you meet them and you kind of sit in their energy and you connect with them, you're like, yeah, do you know what? This person just feels like a really good mate, but a mate that you want to, couple with. So I love this. I really, really love this. It's, and I will definitely tell you this person is probably going to be what would be considered foreign to you. So they're definitely not from your area or your place of origin. And then you have the what? Okay, can you guys save some good cards for the rest of us? You got the Nine of Cups, right? Right next to the Three of Cups. So you will know this person by their presence, because in their presence, not only do you feel content, but you actually feel, and let me say this before I say what I'm about to say. You are, as you are, whoever you are, you wonderful person, whether you're cross-watching for your Sagittarius or etc., whether you're Sun, Moon or Ascendant Sagittarius, you are already perfect, whole and complete and imperfectly perfect exactly as you are. This person or this connection is going to enhance that for you. You're going to feel more healed. You're going to be feeling more content because of what you already had. Like, if you've already got all of that going on, this person is going to amplify that for you. And it's because they feel not only like friends, but they feel like home. And when you can find home in another person, that's when you know it's worth pursuing. Recklessly, darling. All right? Like, I'm a big softie when it comes to love. Like, I'm like, that's just me. It's a little bit of me, all right? A hopeless romantic. For those of you that are partnered, married, or in long-term commitments, road trip! It looks like you guys are off out on your travels, having so much fun, lots of laughter, lots of giggles, lots of enjoyment, potentially meeting up with other family members or at least tribe members. And thinking about how you can consolidate, right? How when you work with other people, you connect with other people, that sense of camaraderie and tribe, it amplifies, it builds, right? So I love this. I think this is really nice. And then finally, for your money and materials, you've got the Hermit card. Okay, so considering the resources with the Devil card, okay, and the Ace of Cups. It's a really interesting set of cards, actually, for money. So the Hermit card there suggests that this is you getting, maybe you're starting to really hone in on the details of your money. And with the Devil card, this might be maybe that you're being not frivolous with your money, but you're not really paying as much attention to it. Now, interestingly enough, we had this whole thing with the, so let's say you're buying a house. Maybe it's a bit of a hop, skip and a jump. Maybe you say to yourself, okay, this is kind of 10 grand over what I can safely afford, but you know what? Fuck it, it's perfect. And I gotta say, with that Ace of Cups in tow, yeah, celebrate well, celebrate hard, enjoy it, keep your wits about you, make sure that you are going to be able to follow through on your payments and everything. Once you've had your little moment of indulgence and whiling out and enjoying what you're enjoying, back to work, all right? We work hard, but we play hard. We play hard, but we work hard as well. And it's like when you're on, and when you're off, and that has to be kind of it. When it comes to your physical health and vitality, this is a lot of earth. And because it's the Virgo and the Capricornian element, there is an element here that suggests, I'm not a doctor, I can't give you medical advice, but this is about your digestive system and your skeletal system. And the one thing that I know, both of the two things that I know both of these have in common are potassium and calcium. Again, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a therapist of any kind, I'm not diagnosing anything or giving, medications and stuff. What I am saying is, if you have any health issues over the course of this next fortnight, have your doctor or your health physicians or whatever they are look into your calcium intake and your potassium levels. You may find something in those areas. Maybe one day, actually, do you know what? I think I might reach out to Heather, because I know she's doing a medical astrology course at the moment as well, and see maybe if we can, delve into the medicals of astrology and tarot and stuff and say, ooh, that could be a good little series. Let me know in the comments, see what you think, and head over to her channel and chuck it in her comments to see what she thinks about it as well. All right. When it comes to the home and environment, it looks like you're not really spending a lot of time at home this fortnight unless you're retired and you're welcoming people in. But it's a busy old time. Now, let's have a look at your cross purposes. You've got so many good things here. Let's see where the challenges are coming from. Are they external? Are they internal? Where do we need to be a bit more self-aware? Where do we need to be aware of more of our surroundings in terms of place, people, or energies, right? Your cross purposes is what might get in the way, or what is being generated from within that gets in the way. And for this cross-purpose energy, you have, I'm toying around with the idea as well of, doing something different, where I would start with the cross purposes so that we don't finish on like a heavy note. Let me know what you think. You have the Empress, right? It's an interesting card to have here because it kind of suggests two things. One, either overindulgence, which, is always a thing, excess, or vanity, right? Where is it that you're telling yourself that actually, and this isn't about confidence, it's about the difference or the line between confidence and cocky, all right, which is all of us. I've certainly been cussing myself out over this recently. Not to do with tarot or work or anything, but with something completely different. And with the Lovers card here, honestly, if it's an internal cross purpose, this comes from a part of you that genuinely thinks you might get to sway a situation. And it might arise that someone says, well, actually, I know you think that's what's best, but that doesn't work for me. So no, thank you. And you're kind of like, oh, okay. Didn't really have anything planned beyond that. And then finally, if it's an external, be mindful that this may be someone that tries to change your mind or sway your decision, and it's very likely to come from a woman, I have to say. All right, so could be a mother, a sister, a friend, etc. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Let me know in the comments, do you love it? Do you loathe it? Do you want more of it? With that said, take care, and I'll see you soon.